The big news today is that the White House has taken its fight with Congress to the next level, officially sending word that it will not participate in any aspect of the impeachment probe. Yeah, which is crazy. Like, Trump can't just decline to participate. Like, this is not the Vietnam War. And this new tactic threw everything for a loop. Because you see, today was meant to be the big day when Congress would hear testimony from Gordon Sondland, ambassador to the EU and Jeff Ross stunt double. But just before the C-SPAN cameras started rolling, the White House pulled the plug.
We're following breaking news this morning, and it's moving quickly. The White House blocking EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland from testifying to Congress just minutes before he was supposed to appear on Capitol Hill. He was set to testify behind closed doors as part of an ongoing impeachment inquiry into President Trump, specifically about his interactions with Ukraine. Democratic House Intelligence Chairman calling the move to keep Sondland from speaking to lawmakers, quote, strong evidence of obstruction.
Wow. Donald Trump's White House blocked an ambassador from testifying to Congress. What a completely innocent thing to do. Yeah, I bet Trump was probably just scared that that ambassador would exonerate him too much. You know, Trump's like, I gotta maintain my bad boy image if I'm gonna run these streets. So, at the president's behest, Sondland pulled out of this impeachment hearing, which is a big deal. Because although many people haven't heard of Gordon Sondland, it appears that everything Trump wanted from Ukraine went through him.
There's almost no one who was more involved in pushing the president's priorities in Ukraine than Gordon Sondland. Even before President Trump spoke to the president of Ukraine, Gordon Sondland, the U.S. ambassador to the EU, had been pushing the Ukrainians to commit to investigations Mr. Trump wanted.
The ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, worked behind the scenes to help carry out Trump's wishes in Ukraine, a country that isn't even in the EU.
Okay, that's your first red flag right there. Trump's ambassador to the EU was getting involved with a country that isn't in the EU? That's not his jurisdiction. Yeah, that would be like Santa doing the Tooth Fairy's job. That's not cool. Yeah, because then it's just a creepy old man standing over your kid's bed. Yeah. You just be like, what are you doing? He's like, whoa, ho, nothing weird. I'm just buying your kid's teeth. Okay, now that I say it out loud, it sounds weird. The Tooth Fairy asked, God damn it, that guy killed me. And the reason Congress is so intent on having Sondland testify isn't just because he was at the center of this Ukraine scandal, right? It's also because he has text messages that show what was going on behind the scenes.
Text messages given to Congress show Sondland and another diplomat discussing a possible link between investigations and aid to Ukraine.
On September 9th, Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat to Ukraine, texts, I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign. Sondland responds, I believe you are incorrect about President Trump's intentions. The president has been crystal clear, no quid pro quos of any kind, adding, I suggest we stop the back and forth by text.
Taylor texts Gordon Sondland. Are we now saying that security assistance and White House meeting are conditioned on investigations? Sondland responds, call me.
Okay, I don't know if these guys are guilty or not, but you have to admit those texts look hella suspicious. Yeah, because the only time you say, stop texting, let's talk on the phone, is when something shady is going down, right? It's 2019. No one talks on the phone. The only reason to talk on the phone at all is to wish your grandmother a happy birthday or to commit crimes. Or to commit crimes with your grandmother on her birthday. Just like, all right, Nana, you tell me who wins at bingo and I'll take care of the rest. At the same time, I don't blame Sondland for wanting to shut down those texts because did you see what's happening there? The guy he's texting with is being so explicit about everything. He's like, I don't think it's a good idea to commit this crime. It's like, yo. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of that one guy on every bachelor party group chat who has no chill. Everyone else is playing it cool, and he's like, I am excited to do the cocaine tomorrow, guys. See you at the cocaine and the hookers. It's like, yo, delete. Now, in response to the stonewalling, the Democrats have issued a subpoena to Ambassador Sondland. But that may take months or longer to wind its way through the courts. In the meantime, Congress is also hoping to hear testimony from the whistleblowers. And remember, there are now 2 whistleblowers, right? There's the first whistleblower who has second-hand information, and the second whistleblower who has first-hand information. And then, of course, you've got the confessions from Trump, which I guess is small-hand information. I don't know how this works. Now, normally getting testimony from a whistleblower might not be such a big deal. But this time, they're talking about taking extra precautions to conceal this person's identity. And it could be because the whistleblower is just shy, or maybe it's because the president has implied they should be executed. I don't know. Either way, Democrats are looking at some novel ways to ensure the whistleblower's safety.
The House Intelligence Committee is taking extreme measures to protect the whistleblower from a president itching to learn his identity.
And this country has to find out who that person was, because that person's a spy, in my opinion.
There are growing concerns about the whistleblower's safety. It's still unclear when the whistleblower might talk to lawmakers, but the committee is considering using an off-site location, limiting staff and members who could be present.
Possible steps include a remote location for testimony and perhaps masking the person's face or voice.
Wow. Masks and fake voices just to make sure that Trump doesn't know who this person is. Seems a bit extreme. I mean, all they really need to do is disguise the whistleblower as Trump's daughter, Tiffany, and he'd be like, who is this person? I've never seen her before in my life. Now, I understand why Congress is being so careful here. I mean, this is serious stuff. I also think at the same time, this could be a big opportunity for the Democrats. Because, I mean, if you're going to be disguising the whistleblower, why not just take this thing one step further and turn it into the TV event of the year?
Coming soon, a top-secret incremental hearing in the impeachment process will have everyone asking, who is the mass whistleblower? A sworn testimony that will have committee members and our celebrity panel guessing.
Donald Trump used the power of the presidency to try and dig up dirt on his political rival.
I'm so freaking confused right now. I don't know who I am.
The president is trying to hide evidence that he engaged in an illicit quid pro quo.
Woo! This fall, everyone will be asking who's behind the mask. The Masked Whistleblower, coming soon to Congress.